Yellow, you are on with Tom and Vinny. What's up?
Hello. How you guys doing?
Good. So,
Good.
Is
How's it going?
This
is Michelle to tell us about her home birth. Now, this was completely unassisted, ma'am?
Sir, no, it was. It's people either call it free birth or unassisted or sovereign birth or whatever you want to call it. But the idea is that you're not. Buddy, hold on. The idea is that you don't have anybody who's beholden to any medical or legal system. So, like, a lot of women get supported by, like, a traditional midwife, or in my case, I had a birth keeper there, but she just sat in the living room the whole time, and I labored totally by myself. And then when I could tell that he was about to come, I told Alex to come catch him. So,
no shit.
Cool.
Where were you?
It's pretty fucking gangsta. Yeah,
I was in the same building Vinny's in right now, down the hallway.
Yeah, I know, but were you in the bathtub?
I was in the bedroom, like on the floor.
Did you make a mess?
Just a little.
I really don't know. I mean,
I would have. Yeah. I mean, I would assume.
I could believe anything from like a dollop of phlegm to, full on giblets. I have no idea.
Nobody does, Vinny. And you know what? We're not supposed to, I don't think.
Yeah, don't tell me, actually. Just as long as you guys cleaned up. Whatever.
It was a pretty clean birth, for sure.
Nice. All right. But yeah, so like... Yeah. I mean, like I said, my dad delivered few of my siblings, I think, and it used to be more common though. Like now, I see weird memes that are like keep that fucking shit. Like you didn't get an epidural, bullshit or whatever. And I guess there's people that think that other people are lying about not, getting an epidural. And I've also seen, I mean, obviously we've all, I don't know who's aware of this, but there's been a massive uptick in like cesarean sections because, a lot of people just opt for it when there's not really a reason. There used to have to be a reason for it. Like the baby was going to be a problem coming out that way. So they had to, it was like an emergency thing. Now it's just, I think a lot of people do it just because they're like, that's going to hurt. So sedate me, take it out the top, take the convertible, take the top down. And
I think that's part of it. I think a lot of it too is like if you're in the allopathic like medical system and you're going to prenatal appointments, like doctors will come up with all kinds of reasons, many of which are not at all an emergency or even a valid reason to like make mothers think that it would be better if they had a cesarean or that there might be some kind of issue or whatever, and because they make so much. They make more money off of it, but like
that makes sense.
On a larger scale, there's a big kind of like agenda or kind of framework to just separate like the mother from the baby in every way possible in prenatal and birth and postpartum situations in the hospital system. So like, if you can kind of get between them in any way, they do that. So.
I wonder what the fuck that
is. Is that your main motivation for doing the home birth? Was that just to keep away from the system, basically?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I did a lot of research, but I tried to do a home birth with Archer, and then we ended up being like risked out and sent to the hospital, and it was a very eye-opening experience. And I'm super grateful for it because I learned so much and just decided that I wanted nothing to do with that. And,
I gotcha.
So I had to work through a lot of, like fears and things, and you have to do like some, mental kind of spiritual prep work, but it was totally worth it. It was incredible. And kind of the point is like that in almost every case, like your body is made to birth. So if you are uninterrupted and you feel calm and safe and, you've let go a lot of fear, like, your body will just do what it's supposed to do, and it will unfold beautifully and everything in almost every case. There's a few situations that are an actual emergency, but so it was so cool. It was so like affirming and
so now let
empowering.
me ask you this: are you a way bigger fan of that child now, and it's going to be a real issue going forward?
I feel way more connected to him from the beginning.
Do you really?
It's like a totally different thing. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
and he's so calm because he has no birth trauma. So he's just this really, it's just very, very interesting. People said that, and I had to like experience it to believe it. But yeah, it's a very gentle way to bring a person into the world.
Huh. Now, I know we were just talking about jujitsu, and that's a very gentle way to take a person out of the fucking world. You know what I mean? And it's, it's just like, hey, come on over here. I'm going to give you a hug. You let you slip away to darkness. So, yeah, full circle.
What the fuck is going on?
No, that's hilarious, though. What? I'm just saying. No, that's hilarious, though. I mean, it's not hilarious. But do you think it's going to be some sort of an issue in the future? Like your ability to connect with the one child versus the other child just because of this? Or, I mean, obviously there's no way to tell, but.
I think it's, like Archer and I are totally, it just took time. Like,
I see. It was just the immediacy of this. It was just the immediacy of the connection. I see what you're saying. It was just like,
well, yeah, because like you're at home, you like bring them right up to your chest, you bond with them immediately. It's a calm situation, and they're not stressed out, and you're not stressed out. So you just start off in this amazing position with them.
Then what the fuck are hospitals doing then? Why is this? Have we stumbled onto a new conspiracy?
No, you totally have, because I've been like seeking truth in so many areas for at least 12 years of my life, and like then I got pregnant and started researching birth, and I was like, oh, this is the biggest truth or conspiracy thing there is. It's like there really is, if you think like whatever governing groups are doing like satanic, ritualistic, whatever in whatever area. They're definitely doing it in the birth, like the allopathic hospital birth system, and trying to, I mean, like birth is the way to heal and it's the beginning of everything. So if they can sabotage that and disconnect people from themselves and their children, that's the objective.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like almost every giant industry that we have as a society. Like the overall purpose of it really is to irritate and like
it does seem that way, doesn't it?
To detract from the human experience in one way or another.
Yeah, somehow make it more synthetic or more
and just to cause unpleasantness.
Yeah. Now I was going to say, now I'm rethinking my allegiance to hospitals, but I've hated hospitals since I was fucking able to know what a hospital was. So,
hospitals are one of the craziest,
they're the worst. They're the fucking
like
worst.
hypocritical, weird places in the entire world. I mean, one thing
it's really
know
bizarre.
immediately when you go into the hospital, like there's like a general store at the one by us, or whatever the fuck. It's like a 7-Eleven kind of place in there,
Oh, okay.
Why do I call it a general?
Yeah, when you say that, I'm thinking they have boots and like pans to pan like for gold.
Yeah, you can go in there and get like shoe polish and
licorice, old school licorice candies.
No. So anyways, I went in there sometime I was there, and there's not one bit of healthy food in this entire store. That's like, you know what I mean? It's all just like candy and fucking soda and whatever anything terrible for you that you could pop. And then there's like a little cafeteria that has a couple of little options and shit. But like for the most part, the food that they're willing to serve there is the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life.
Now, okay.
Is this place not supposed to be an institute of health of some kind?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, no, it's so funny because doctors, and physicians know almost nothing about nutrition and can't recommend any nutritional thing to you, which is one of the greatest ways to heal yourself.
Yeah.
And then with birth, most OBs have never seen a natural undisturbed birth unfold, so they don't even know what it looks like. So they mean well, but they're just getting in the way of, the way it can unfold in every way possible.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some comments. Yeah, so I would now when you said back then, and I don't want to like start calling you out or anything, but I always think that like the ascribing some sort of satanic motivation, whereas I do understand, and we don't have to get super into this, but it's an interesting call, so I'm going to. I do understand that there are people at elite levels of power that believe in this shit themselves. So that part of it, I've never quite understood. I mean, we saw when John
they believe
Ronson,
in it for them. That doesn't mean they want everybody else doing it.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like the whole Grove, Alex Jones, John Ronson, what is it, Bohemian Grove thing where they're
Bohemian
worshiping
Grove, yeah.
Moloch and all this shit and have and it's just so obviously some of these people do these like at least pseudo rituals and whatever. But I've never understood this in one context is like if they believe that Satan is a real thing, well then by de facto you have to believe the story of the Bible, and in this story you lose. So it doesn't make any sense. So
that's like I've had that exact thought pattern too. So yeah, I don't fully understand all of the dynamics of it.
Yeah, like you're on the team that's losing then, so that doesn't make any sense. But what you're describing, I think could even more easily and more readily be probably explained with like what you said, just money, just because it's a fucking racket. You know what I mean? There's just, they want people.
I think, I think on the lower level, it's that, it's definitely that's part of it. They make way more money off of C-sections, and and it's easier for them. It's more convenient. It's a whole, there's a whole bunch of reasons why. But I think that we live in like the spiritual realm for sure. There's always a level of that going on in a major way, and I think that in some capacity, whatever dark entity that runs some things, whatever that is definitely trying to separate, mothers from their babies and people from themselves, And if you can traumatize people from the first day they're born, then that sets them up to not connect with themselves for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, we're gonna take you away, put you in some kind of like fucking little
glass box,
like a fish tank or something.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna cut part of your dick off, and
even if you're a girl.
Yeah, right. And slapping on the ass and shit. Like, it sounds like a great time.
See, my siblings that were birthed at home had to wait at least a half a year to be traumatized. So good for them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask her? Yeah. No, that's interesting. I wasn't even aware. I know people do this, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's a very high percentage of people doing this. I mean, most people at this point, at this stage in the game of the game, seem to just be locked in and bought into the the mainstream medical community sort of guidance and whatever, and they sort of just accept it without question. And so to see anybody doing anything outside of it, I always fucking love that. So kudos to you.
No, I appreciate that. No, if anybody, there's a good resource is freebirthsociety.com. They do a free podcast. There's hundreds of them, just like women telling their stories of free birthing.
Nice.
And there's classes and there's all kinds of stuff. And indiebirth.com is another one where they have all kinds of information. So yeah, it's it's definitely like
gross. Thanks for the call.
He said
sounds gross. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, right. Vinny's got a kink. He's gonna be watching. He's gonna be watching this fucking thing.
Here's a website where you can go read all kinds of stories about birthing. No thanks.
It's the most beautiful thing in the world, Vinny.
Yeah. Sorry, I was
idiot.
Being a dick.
All right.
Yeah,
well, do you have anything else for her, Vin?
No, we're good, I think. But yeah, thank you.
Well,
that's
thank you, and we'll wait for updates on his niece or nephew. Do we know what it is? All right. Thanks for the call, Michelle.
It's
bye,
a boy.
bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
You know what it is?
I think it's a boy. Yeah,
well, think of it.
Yeah.
But,
I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, it's a boy.
Fuck yeah. Did the caller say how the birth certificate and social work with how she did the birthing? She did not.
Maybe she could put that in the chat if she wants. I'm not sure she wants to go into that, to be honest.
I don't know. It's a boy. It's a boy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a tricky one, that whole thing, because I think that's part of the motivation to stay out of the hospital, So I'm not sure about all the
to have the kid off grid.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Real anarchists over here.
But no, anyways, so we got him. Michelle, you rock. Darcy says it's a boy. I knew it.
Yes, Michelle does rock. I've met her before.
And Darcy also saying that at the hospital you can get a vending machine salad for half a salad for $12. Yes, exactly. They're trying to discourage that. When I was in the hospital for like 6 days, it was hilarious, the menu they gave me. Like, I think one of the healthier things I could get was like a roast
Pudding?
beef sandwich, you know? Yeah. But then they would just bring you like hot chocolate and pudding and fucking, you know, whatever you, ice cream, whatever you want all day and night. And like,
they're like, hey, do you feel like more shit yet?
Right, yeah. You just so I had sepsis. I was coming out of septic shock.
Yeah.
And I was just eating like a maniac, you know, just and brownies and all kinds of shit, you know, because they had gluten-free brownies, mind you. So I was ordering one like every 45 minutes, you know.
Obviously.
And nobody cared. Like, I don't know, is it right to just have all kinds of fucking sugar right after a giant infection?
Yeah. Also, what does a gluten-free brownie cost you at the hospital? It's got to be fucking $60 a
Dude,
piece.
they probably like, I was gonna. That's funny. I was gonna go 62 for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, no, my bill, dude, when they brought it to me, because when you're dying, you just don't really care.
Yeah.
You just whatever, dude. It's racking up. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it right now. And so then you finally start to feel better. You're like, I wonder what's gonna happen. And they bring me the fucking bill, and the first one they brought me was like $140,000 or something. And I just looked at it and I just started laughing. I was like, yeah, okay. I'll get that right to you.
Yeah.
You know? And they go, you know, what are you, poor? I'm like, yeah, I'm poor. You fucking, you know, look at me. And they go, oh, we'll bring you like the poor fucking lady who, you know, the poor counselor who comes in and asks you all kinds of embarrassing questions about exactly how poor are you and why are you so poor. And then
what's
they bring
wrong
back
with you?
Yeah. Then they bring back another bill that's like $19,000. I'm like, how did that happen? How did that work? Which, you know, then you don't pay that either. And then for some reason there's no consequences. I don't understand the hospital, to be honest. I don't know how the place stays open.
No. Well, I understand. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it's a brilliant model, you know. You have advisory boards within the government that tell you things to eat and do to be healthy that actually make you sick, and then
Dude, when I was that was another thing that was happening when I was there, and the old school doctors I was talking to, they would go like, oh yeah, wait till Obamacare kicks in, it's gonna be real fucked up if you think it's fucked up now, you know. I'm like, the way they would follow protocol in that place was insane. Remember one time, so when you're in like septic shock, they have to constantly test your blood sugar, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing with an infection, I suppose. And so I'm sitting there eating, in the middle of eating like this extravagant meal, you know, and the lady comes in to check my blood pressure, and I go, you know, I don't know. I'm like, are you supposed to do this while I'm eating? And she's like, 8 o'clock, so check blood pressure, you know. And she checks it, and she looks at her fucking chart, and it's like, too high, need insulin. And I'm like, I don't know, I feel fine, you know.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you need insulin. I'm like, I don't know, I guess you're the expert. So she shoots me with the fucking insulin, and dude, I never crashed like this in my entire life.
Really?
The people that were there told me I went white as a fucking sheet and was soaking in sweat within like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and
you almost
felt
died.
fucking miserable. And then she goes, oh shit, I need to get you some applesauce.
Fucking
And I'm like,
idiots,
what
dude.
in the fuck is going on in this place? You know, but there was a lot of things like that I noticed. You know, they'll give you anything. They kept sticking this giant long needle in my stomach. And I finally, I'm like, when I'm kind of aware again, I'm like, what the fuck is that one that really sucks? You know?
Yeah,
I don't
quit
like
doing
thing.
that.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, that's because you're laying in bed for a few days, so we don't want you to get blood clots. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I have laid in bed for a few days before. Like, this is fine.
We're going to be fine on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, relax with that fucking thing that costs $150 every time you bring it in here. You know, or
and
whatever,
also
you know?
causes me great pain.
Yeah. But I think
Losers. It's sadistic, though, man. It is sadistic. That is true. Mike
but
says
it's an
applesauce
insane
cures everything.
place.
They should have given it to you at the beginning, and you could have just walked out. Just applesauce and boom, you're fucking good.
Dude, it's an insane place. When I was in like the real septic shock, which I don't even really, I remember it in very like, you know, vague kind of bursts, you know, just little bits of it and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what, I remember that I hadn't eaten or slept for like 4 solid days, right? And they keep pricking me with things and fucking talking to me and poking me and shit. And I remember on the 4th day, like finally just begging someone, like, you don't understand, like I'm hallucinating, like I haven't slept in 4 days. Somebody please just leave me alone for 45 minutes so I can fucking, you know. And this lady just laughs and goes, hospital's no place to sleep. Like, you're all a bunch of fucking psychopaths, dude. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
in the
could.
fuck-
I don't think I told the one story, but I don't know if I want to tell it on here. But yeah, I was basically kidnapped and held at a hospital at one point.
Oh, no, that happens to everybody once in a
Yeah, it
while.
was fun.
Yeah.
Got the old
Yeah.
Ativan treatment. Tied down and drugged. It was fun. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was insane, man. It was
Got some rest, right? So
great.
fucking idiot. I say my phone, it's 2023. It's been 30 years and I still don't silence my phone.
No, why would you?
I know.
All right. Well,